Sunday morning on July the 6th, 2 days after all the fireworks, and I'm getting ready to do a pretty thorough cage cleaning of my guinea pig's pen. I will tell you all this, videoing myself, my guinea pigs, creating videos out of photographs I've taken or that I've downloaded from the internet. All of it has just been an experiment for me because I'm not trained. I have never done it before. I have known very little about it, and I'm very slowly learning. I'm no spring chicken, so it takes me some time sometimes to learn, especially technologies and things of that nature that are new and different to me. So right now I do not have a tripod, nor do I have proper lighting for some of my videos, and I know that. I actually bought a little camera that I learned after I bought it was not what I wanted. Yeah, I've been through a couple learning journeys this past year. If you've watched any of my other guinea pig videos, you've heard about that part of it. And this is a slightly separate part, and that is the camera and videoing. And today I'm using a phone. I purchased a new one that has 1 terabyte of storage space because I kept running out of space on my other phone camera, phone storage, and it was almost the same phone as this one, just a couple years older, but it only had 128 gigabytes. See, I'm learning. And I fairly quickly realized that that wasn't making it. I kept having to delete things in order to make room for new things, and I found a way, of course, to upload them to a cloud so that I could at least have access to them, but to edit or do anything with them, I would have to download them back to my device again so that I could edit, and it was just kind of crazy. And so just this week, as a matter of fact, 2 days ago, I purchased and received an updated version of the older phone. I love the cameras on these phones. It's Samsung Galaxy, and I got a 24. I didn't get the 25. I did a little research and read a few articles that all said kind of the same thing, that the 24s were just as good as the 25s. There were just a couple things that were slightly different, maybe better, but it wasn't anything that mattered to me. So I went with the slightly older and slightly cheaper version of the Samsung Galaxy S24. And so far, I'm loving it. It's great. And I haven't used it enough yet to even get to the point where I need to, delete and upload and download and all of that. But, and I don't imagine I will for a while because, like I said, I got a 1 terabyte phone. Because I do plan on continuing this. It's a hobby to me at this point, and I'm enjoying it. My husband thinks I'm crazy. He didn't think I should spend the money on a new phone, but I did anyway. And I'm also I have in my Amazon shopping list of things I want a tripod. I haven't looked into lighting yet. I don't know enough about it to buy something knowledgeably, and I've run into the situation where I bought something thinking it's what I needed and finding out later it's not at all what I needed, like the little camera I bought, which was an action camera, and it's probably fine if you're going to be out riding a bike through the woods or deep sea diving. I'm not doing any of those things. Well, that would be funny. I wish I could and someone could video it. That would be nothing but hilarious, but I'm not. So the action camera was probably a waste of money. Fortunately, I did not buy a nice version of action camera. I bought a little cheap one, and I'm glad because I've learned a lot since then. But I have an action camera for sale if anyone's interested. It's an Akaso. Akaso EK 7000, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I paid about 50 bucks for the camera, and then I paid another chunk for all this equipment to go with it to allow me to strap it to my forehead or to my chest or to my bike or to my car, whatever. And you would think I would have caught on right about then that this wasn't what I needed, but I didn't. So I haven't. If you're interested, comment. We might come up with a good deal for you. Anyway, so right now I have my phone setting on a little counter and leaning against a little item, and I'm going to move it a little bit to see if I can get a better shot of my guinea pig pen, because what I intend to do is clean it and maybe talk to you a little bit while I'm doing that. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. Maybe what I'm doing, maybe something else. We will see. But here we go. Also, I'm expecting my husband to either call me or come home in the midst of this, and I am not far from our front door, so I'll have to stop it and restart maybe a couple times. I apologize for that if it ends up looking like an interruption and seeming like one, because it probably will be, but otherwise I hope you enjoy. I do. All right. Also, I'm a major coffee drinker, so you may see me take a sip of that on occasion. And right now I'm going to pause this so I can go fill it up again because it's empty. All right. And what it says, backwards for you, it says, "Be still and know that I am God." It's from Psalm 46, verse 10. And that is one of my favorite verses. It just lets us know that God is in control, even when our minds are going crazy. He knows what's happening exactly, and He loves us, and He takes care of all of those details that we are so much fretting over sometimes. I've learned that sometimes the hard way as I've lived this life with Him. So be still and know that He is God and He loves you. Okay, I'll be right back. This is my newly arranged setup for trying to capture some of what I'm doing in the pen, a little bit of me. Not that I'm that great to look at, I am definitely not, but sometimes I like to look at people when I'm talking to them. Sometimes I don't, so excuse my back when that happens. This light is very bright in my face. Anyway, yeah. So, if I rearrange my camera just a little bit every now and then, just be patient with me. And otherwise, here we go. This is my first pen cleaning of the morning. It's a little bit late for me. What time is it? It's 10:30. Normally I do this at least by 9 o'clock or around 9 o'clock. Just depends on my day, but yeah. So it's a little bit late. They're probably patiently waiting for fresh hay, and they're a little bit of fresh pellets. I just top their pellets off just a little teeny bit each day to give them something fresh to chew on, and then every few days I change them out completely because they don't eat them all. They sit there. They eat a little bit, but they don't eat a lot. So I've never had to worry about my guinea pigs eating more pellets than they should. There are some folks who tell you not to feed them too much of that. Well, like I said, they just don't eat them, so yeah, hasn't been a big worry for me. So, excuse my use of the word "so." I do that quite a bit too. Anyway, yeah, you're gonna hear it. I apologize. It just comes out. It just comes out. There we go. That was a pile of hay that I'm going to pitch the whole bin in a little while, so I just put it in his hay bin. There's a little bit of poop in this one. All right. And that is his wooden Heidi that is like a table. And it came to have a hammock under it, a little sling. And I tried that a number of times with all three of my piggies, and they don't use it either, so I quit doing that. I found they like a blanket, a little, just a little pet blanket thrown over it. and give each side a little bit of a blanket to hang down, and it creates like a little semi-tent for them, and they seem to like that. They get it under it, and then the long side of the blanket, they'll crawl up underneath that and sleep under it a lot of times. So, yeah. My trash can, I'm moving it closer so that I can just turn around and dump things in it when I need to. Let's see, I have to organize my thoughts. So right now, I am going to remove almost everything from this side of the pen. This is where Sammy is living right now in his own end, because he seems to instigate problems, mainly with Joey. So he's in here by himself. He's been here for at least a week and seems quite content. And so do the other two. Much, much more peaceful than it was before I separated him. I've tried in the past separating Joey from Sammy and Abe, and it worked for Sammy and Abe. They seemed okay together, not like they were in love with each other, but they did all right. But Joey was miserable. Absolutely miserable. He wanted on that side of the pen with them so badly. So I put them back together again and did that for maybe 2.5 weeks. But as time passed, he and Sammy started having more and more problems, and it was just escalating each day till I immediately decided to separate. And this time I thought, I'm going to separate Sammy from the other two and see how that goes. And that's what I did, and it's working quite well. So, beep. Alright, now to get this stuff out of here, to change it, taking out the fleece liners, and that's all I'm taking out today. I have other liners underneath my fleece liners. That are actually, I believe they are cloth, oh they are cloth, but quilted, not as cushy, but absorbent. They are actually medical healthcare liners for beds for elderly or disabled adults who get their beds wet for one reason or another. So they are used, say, on a mattress on top of the sheets, and then you put a sheet on top of this just for comfort's sake, and then the person. And I know that because I was a nurse. So anyway, that's what these are, and I don't have to change them hardly, not very often, because the fleece liner that I use on the floor of the pen is several layers thick. It has an absorbent and waterproof liner in the middle, and then another layer of fleece on the bottom. And I don't know that I have ever pulled one up that felt or appeared to have leaked anything to the back side of it at all, ever. So this medical liner that's in here stays clean. I do change them about maybe once a month, about that, yeah. Just because I think they do soak up some odor after time, and I just don't want that odor being here. But they also keep the coroplast flooring, the hard flooring underneath them, clean and dry. So I only have to clean it. When I change them, I clean it because that's what's underneath them. But otherwise, that just gets swept up because there's a little bit of hay and poos around the edge. So I sweep that up, and then I cover it back up again with a clean liner. This liner, now, I have to be honest, when a liner has been in for a while and I'm changing it, the big liner, I brush it off like you saw me do with the whisk broom and the dustpan. But after I take it out, I ball it up like this, and I do take it outside and shake it a little bit, because there's always just little teeny weeny pieces of hay that you can't get brushed up, and I don't want them in my washing machine and dryer. So I go shake it pretty good outside. I'll do that after the video. Yes. All right. Hello, boys. And once again, they're a little curious. I don't know why, but every time I take a layer off, they have to roll around the whole cage and sniff and sniff and sniff and get in each other's faces and act crazy. But like I said before, I think it's good for them to do a little bit of that. It gets them some exercise, it gets them some social activity that is normal for guinea pigs, even if it is acting nasty with one another or whatever. So yes, so I just took out the liner from the other end of the pen, and what I use are they're 3x6. 3? No. They are based on the size of CNC grids. These grids. These are 14 inches wide. So these are 28 inches wide, and then 6 grids long. So one of them fits this part of my pen, which is 2x3 grids, all the way down to that end of the pen, which is 3x3 grids. And then I use another one down at that end of the pen that is the same size. It's 2 grids by 6 grids, but I fold in one end of it, but I use it to cover that end of the pen and over here that doesn't have any, that this doesn't cover, that the one that I put here does not cover. So the whole pen ends up being covered with the fleece liners. Part of it is double covered, but it's all covered. And then I put their pee pads down in the areas where I want them, and then their hideys and everything else back in. That's pretty much it. I'm going to shut the video off for a while, finish what I have to do here. Once I get it all done, I'll come back on and show you the finished product, which won't be anything amazing, but it will be clean. Let's put it that way. It'll be definitely clean. And the piggies will be back in their separated areas. Everyone will be safe and sound, and it's all good. So, yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in a few minutes, or a minute, when the video resumes. Okay, it's about a half an hour later. Hello. And I have completed the cleaning and the reset up of my guinea pig's pen. So I think I'm going to take my camera, my phone, off of its little makeshift stand and actually let you see what I've done. It is definitely not anything extravagant. It's just what I think my guinea pigs like. That's what it boils down to, and it's clean. That's the main thing. All right, turn around. Oh. All right, so this is the end where Sammy lives on his own. He's hiding under there because I dropped that item and it scared him. That's his little hidey. It's a little table hidey with the blanket over it. I have another blanket just kind of, yeah, tossed in there. I'll see what he thinks of it. My guy Abe, who is hiding under his hidey over here, he likes blankets. He'll crawl under them. He'll make a way, yeah. I haven't seen Sammy do that, but I'm gonna leave that there and see what he does with it. Otherwise, this is his end of the pen. He's got his hiding. He's got his hay. He has his food pellets right there. They're fresh. He has this tunnel slash hay rack. I don't have hay in it right now. I don't usually do that with him, but I may start. It just makes such a mess if you don't put it in something like that, that I have a hard time dealing with that, but that is a decorative pig item. All right, and then that's his hay. Like I said, he has a Steelers sign up because Mama is a Steelers fan. Over here, we have the bigger end of this L-shaped pen. This is where the two boys live. They're tired. Joey over there, who's lying down, he and Sammy did get into a little tussle. It wasn't huge, but it was enough. I think it stressed them both out a bit. So at that point, back went the partition. Yes, I closed it and continued cleaning with it closed, which was fine. It doesn't really make a difference if it's open or closed, but anyway. Refresh their water. Their hideys are back in place. I do give them blankets in there too, on top of their hideys sometimes, similar to that one that Sammy has. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I'm going to. We'll wait and see. They seem content with their table hideys no matter. Either way. And their food bowls are over there. That's a double food bowl that, and they both stand at it and eat quite freely and pleasantly together sometimes. That little strawberry I'm going to fill with hay. That little guinea pig mug I'm going to fill with hay. And he has a strawberry over here that I'm going to fill with hay. So, back up, see if I can capture the whole thing. Yeah, that's it. All right, so another day of cage cleaning and a little lesson on being grateful and helping how it helps us keep a positive outlook on life, and it does. So I wish you the best. I pray for you a grateful day. It is Sunday, and I'm going to shut this off and talk to my God a little bit. Y'all have a blessed day. Hello again. I mentioned briefly at the end of this video that I had talked to you a little bit about gratitude and how, honestly, how having an attitude of gratitude can help us to have and maintain a more positive outlook on life and not feel down or depressed as often or as much. But what I didn't realize was that I had cut out that part of the video. My video is much too long. I talk a lot and it takes me forever to clean a pen, so it was much too long, so I had to clip a bunch of it. And the part that I clipped contained my discussion, one-sided discussion, me only, about having an attitude of gratitude. So I simply want to add that back right here, right now. And what I wanted to say, what I did say in the video that I clipped, and what I'd like to say now, is that I've learned in life that being thankful for the good things we have does a lot to help us keep a positive outlook. On days that I'm feeling down and discouraged and worried or whatever, just whatever it is that's got me not on my best or in my best frame of mind, if I purposefully kind of force myself to say out loud, or at least sit down and think about the things in my life that I have that are wonderful, that I need to be thankful for, and just start thanking God for them, pretty soon my entire outlook, it can completely change. It can completely change my mood for the day. So, try it. You might like it. If you have a tendency to get a little down or anxious or sad or feel sorry for yourself, I do that. I do. I slip into that mode. Try just making a list in your mind or on paper or however you choose to do it of all the good things in your life. Like having a home to live in. Having food on your table. I know those seem very basic, but we in the United States are a wealthy nation, and we are wealthy even when we don't realize it, compared to so many people in the rest of the world, including children who are parentless and homeless and have nothing, and they have to learn at a very young age how to basically survive. And then you think about this country. I'm sure it happens on occasion in our urban big city areas where there is crime and poverty and craziness. But even then, most of them have somewhere that they can go to get help, especially the children. So keep the rest of the world and our own poverty-stricken in your prayers and in your thoughts, but definitely in your prayers. And be thankful for every good thing you have. And be happy. God bless you. If I haven't already said it in the video, I love you. Hope you're having a wonderful day and weekend. It's the 4th of July weekend. Lots to celebrate. Bye-bye. Hope to see you the next time. Thanks for watching.